Let's face it, landscape photography can be quite the money pit, but is it really worth the investment? Let's talk about it. The financial cost of landscape photography is pretty big, and probably the biggest reason why a lot of people just stick with the phone. I mean, why buy all that expensive camera gear? And you'll spend a lot of time looking for gear and searching for gear and driving to camera shops. I mean, there's a lot of hidden expenses along with landscape photography too, a lot of people don't think of. I mean, we think that we're going to buy a camera and that's just going to be the end of it. We've got our camera, we've got our tripod. And most photographers, they're going to go through a series of upgrades. So I always say, buy nice, and you don't have to buy twice, but you're not going to buy just one camera and one tripod. There's going to be many things that are tagged onto that, and many upgrades too. So if you're lucky, maybe you buy a camera and you buy nice and it's what you want. You've done your homework, you've done your research. Maybe you never upgrade, but it's up to you. Some of the other expenses of photography that are not often thought about is now you've got all this gear and you've saturated your area. I mean, you have taken pictures everywhere and now you're starting to branch out and go other places. And there's a lot of hidden costs with that. I mean, fuel and I'm renting a cabin here and setting up, buying tent gear and camping gear. Those are a lot of additional expenses that we don't really associate with the cost of landscape photography. But nevertheless, this stuff really adds up. Another thing about landscape photography, sooner or later, you're probably going to want to print your work. And there's a whole new added expense right there. Printers one thing, but ink is another. And paper and different types of paper and the learning experience of figuring out what is the best way to print, what is the best paper, and you're going to go through a lot of materials, and that's a big cost. Believe me, there's a lot of things you could spend your money on when it comes to landscape photography. I mean, just getting a backpack and getting organized, that's a huge expense too. But it's not just about the expense. I mean, you're probably already on the next video. But if you're still here, there are some benefits to landscape photography that are often not thought of, and we're going to talk about those too. We like to talk about gear, we like to talk about money, but I would argue that one of the most, if not the most important thing is the investment of time. And we can get a lot of things back. I mean, we can buy a nice camera, we can sell it on eBay later, recoup most of your money, but you can't recoup the time that you've lost. And I think you have to realize that if you're going to get into landscape photography, you're going to spend a lot of time driving, you're going to spend a lot of time researching and scouting out areas, you're going to spend a lot of time coming to an area like this with a big plan and a big vision in your mind, only to be let down because the light doesn't meet your expectations. And truly you're coming away with an image that's just not the one you wanted. Truly, we often just think about in the moment, we're here at the precipice of this beautiful sunrise and our camera's on the tripod. We take that photograph, one click, done. But you'll find yourself doing much more and spending more time. There's a lot of post-processing. You'll spend your time doing research and learning how to photo stack and learning how to blend images together to handle high dynamic range. And it's the commitment of time that we really have to think about, because in landscape photography, it's not all just glory, but I would argue there's a lot of glory too, and we'll talk about that shortly. But there's a lot of time, there's an investment of time that you spend researching and learning the art of photography. And there's a steep learning curve to that. It's not as simple as just pulling out one's phone and capturing a beautiful image. And there's nothing wrong with phones, and you can do that. And I think the investment in landscape photography, you're going to want to get better cameras. You're going to want to maybe use filters, and you're going to have an idea of things that you want to do and the way that you want to capture the image. And that's going to take you some time, not only to go out and do these things, but time to learn them as well. I would also say that driving is another time consumer. You're going to spend a lot of time driving, not only driving to these locations, but hunting and searching and exploring areas. And that's a big part of landscape photography that we don't often think about. Not only that, when you get to the location, now you're out on your feet and you're hiking and scouting around, and a lot of times this leads to dead ends or images that are mediocre, but sometimes it leads you to greatness. So the point is that you have to be prepared to make that investment in time as well. So I've been eaten alive with chiggers. I've been stung by wasps, bees. I've ran into areas where there was a fallen tree and there was a bee's nest inside, and I got them all swarming around and had to get away from that. I mean, it's hard to say, not to mention snakes on the trail, but it's hard to say what you're going to encounter out here in the pursuit of landscape photography. And that's something to think about too, as well as the toll that it has on you. Now, being in shape certainly helps with these things, because it's not just getting from one place to the next. Maybe it's a 2-mile hike, but yeah, it's a 2-mile hike, but you also have a lot of gear on your back. So you're carrying that big Gitzo tripod that you had your eye on. You finally pulled the trigger on that and made that purchase, and maybe you got a couple of camera bodies, and you really, as time goes on, you're going to learn every ounce counts, and the better shape you're in, the easier that is. But it's important to keep in mind that there's a physical toll on you as well with landscape photography, and I think you have to be prepared for that. Landscape photography is not just a physical investment, it's an emotional investment too. I mean, there's nothing as heartbreaking as putting in all this time, money, effort, resources, and coming away empty-handed. It's a hands down just disappointing. And you know, I think about this morning and my own adventure here, and how the light wasn't what I envisioned. I had this picture in my mind. I had this location. By the way, it's an emotional cost of going back to the same locations over and over again, and everyone hounding you saying, well, why do you keep going back to the same locations? But the point is that you have to. And I've always had this vision of this particular composition here with this beautiful, beautiful, colorful sky. And, you know, despite checking the weather before I left, yeah, there was a chance. And I took the chance. And, well, it didn't work out. So emotionally, yeah, it is a disappointment. But it's something to keep in mind. You know, another thing to think about, and a lot of photographers don't think about this till later in their journey, is what are you going to do with your images? You know, I mentioned printing, and that's printing something that maybe that comes later. Today, it's probably posting on social media, and you've got this big vision of having this wonderful 10,000 subscriber Instagram account. Well, I got news for you. Good luck with that. I mean, yeah, these social media platforms are just plastered with AI images, iPhone, photographers, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, you might be in for a disappointment on what you're going to do with your images, and maybe it's going to be printed and put in albums. Maybe not. Maybe it's just on a file on your computer. But sooner or later, you're going to start thinking about what's happening with your image, and you're going to get discouraged because no one's viewing your work. And, you know, your family really they're not into landscape photography, probably. So, you know, there's not a lot of people you're going to share this with. And yeah, maybe there's a group that you're in and you're sharing, or some social media platforms where you share photographs, but maybe you're selling stock images. There are a lot of options on things to do with your photographs, but it's just not something that we think about until later. But I would challenge you to think about that now and ask yourself, before you make this landscape photography gear investment, this time investment, this finance, this physical fitness investment, all these things you're going to do with landscape photography, ask yourself this: what are you going to do with your images? All right, so maybe some of you are still here watching the video, and if you are, it's commendable, because everything I've said is just been a landscape photography bash. But let's talk about the benefits. And this truly is why I'm talking to you right now, because the pros outweigh the cons, so to speak. The benefits of landscape photography, at least for me, far outweigh any of the cons of landscape photography. So yes, I'm making a financial investment. Yes, a time investment. Yes, it's physical, it's mental. There are a lot of things that go along with landscape photography. And I've been practicing landscape photography for many years, and I can tell you, I've acquired a lot of gear and a lot of knowledge. And I'll tell you this, that one of the greatest things about landscape photography, it's the pursuit of knowledge. It's not only what you've learned about photography, it's what you've learned about your environment. You see things differently. You look at a scene in a way that you never did before. And you see every piece of trash. You think about the environment like you never did before. And it just shapes your mind into seeing the world in a different way. And I would tell you that there is a big difference between someone that practices landscape photography and the way they see the world compared to everyone else. And that's something that's definitely worth the investment for me. You know, when you hear the word discipline, you're just, you don't want nothing to do with that. But landscape photography teaches discipline. It teaches patience. And, you know, these may seem like just, you know, mundane, trite remark, whatever, but you know, it's really not. Learning discipline is somewhat of an art, you know, in itself. It's super important. And I think it's underrated. But the discipline of getting up at 3 a.m. and getting your gear. I had no sleep last night. You know, new environment, new bed. I mean, there's a lot of things that get in the way of what you're doing. And landscape photography, man, it keeps you focused. It keeps you concentrating on not just the end goal, but all the little steps that are necessary to get where you're at and to make that image come alive. And discipline is just one of those things that if you don't have, you're going to suffer not just in one way in your life, but in many ways of your life. So it's a true benefit of landscape photography. Now, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you're going to know that I always say it's all about the experience. And you know, when it is all said and done, and in the end, we're going to reflect back on our experiences, and that's all we truly have in life. I mean, you can't take any gear with you or any money with you, but you know what? In those moments, you'll have those memories, and you can certainly take that with you. And you know, it is about the experience. There are a lot of great things that you're going to do in landscape photography, the hikes, the sights that you see, even the ones that are beautiful but maybe not picturesque, you know. But nevertheless, just passing by a stream in the middle of wilderness and hearing the sound of running water with no one there, it's a peace, it's solitude, it's a moment that comes over you like no other. It's truly, I think it's best said like this. It's not, and yeah, the bugs, we talked about that, but it's, landscape photography takes you places. That should be the motto of landscape photography. Takes you places. It does. It takes you places. And having that camera in hand is just an excuse to get out in nature and to really live and experience life. And I'll tell you, there's no benefit like that. Now, I could go on and on about the benefits of landscape photography, but let's talk briefly about who shouldn't get into landscape photography. That's something to think about. And if you're someone that's just looking for instant gratification and you don't have a lot of patience, you're not starting out with patience. I mean, landscape photography will teach you some patience, but if you're typically an impatient person with most things in your life, and you really want that just instant grab and go, landscape photography is not going to be for you. It's really for someone that's looking for a little calming hobby in their life, and maybe something that's a little bit more process driven, something they're willing to put a little effort in and just kind of wait for the results. But if you need results now and instantly, yeah, good luck. Landscape photography is not going to be for you. You know, we talked about the physical aspect of landscape photography. If you're somewhat of a couch potato, you're a big TV person, you don't really enjoy the outdoors, obviously landscape photography is not for you. It may sound good and you think, well, I'm just going to get my car, I'm going to drive, I'm going to photograph the areas that are on the side of the road, and you don't enjoy hiking. I would tell you that you're going to get bored with that quick. You're going to buy a bunch of gear, and you know what? You're not going to use it, and it's going to be on eBay, and somebody's going to end up buying that gear. But you're going to sell out. You're going to go on and do other things. So maybe landscape photography is not necessarily for you either. If you love gear, and that's really your big passion, you know, you'd probably be better off to start a YouTube channel and do gear videos. But I don't think landscape photography is going to be for you. Yeah, gear is great, we love it, but you really got to love the outdoors. I always say that's why I gravitated towards landscape photography. You know, it wasn't going to be people for me. I enjoy these videos, I enjoy talking with people and working with people, but I enjoy my time alone as well. I enjoy my solitude. And when I realized that I had both the love of nature and the love of I'm an electrician by trade, but I like electronics, I like gadgets, I love cameras, I love these things. And combining the tech with the great outdoors, for me, it was a no-brainer. Landscape photography was certainly for me. And that's been true for many years. The biggest return on my investment in landscape photography, it's not the gear that I've acquired. And the photos are nice. I have a lot of great memories documented. And don't get me wrong, I value those immensely. But the biggest return for me is right now, this moment. The peace, the solitude, the connecting with nature, the hiking, the backpacking, the overnight camping in the woods, and those things, man, it's hard to put a price on that. And truly, it's worth every penny that I've invested in landscape photography. But you have to ask yourself, what is it for you? And if you're having the feeling, the calling towards landscape photography, it's probably not wrong. You know what? You don't have to invest $1 billion in this equipment. You can start out with a phone. You can start out with a very inexpensive DSLR mirrorless camera. And the next thing you know, you got your backpack, you got your camera, and you're well on your way. So, what is it really about for you? I think the question is landscape photography, is it really worth the investment for you? That's the question that you have to answer. But hopefully some of these things might spark some thought and might help you along the way. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think about this video and this subject just all together, and what your experiences have been. And don't hesitate to share those in the comments. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, you're really going to like this video right here, and I'll see you guys on the trail.